England go out of the 2022 World Cup. The story of two Harrys. Harry Maguire missing a gilt-edged chance, then not marking Olivier Giroud, the most prolific, the most deadly striker in the history of France, to give them a 2-1 lead. England then win another deserved penalty, courtesy of Mason Mount and Harry Kane. He has the opportunity to step up. He has the opportunity to potentially start to create that long-lasting legacy in football, that moment, that game, that goal that would go on in history to be remembered by the world. And he skies it. He skies it so far. Rumor has it, it just landed in White Hart Lane. The substitutions are being questioned, and we're going to delve into them. And all in truth, England played well in many areas tonight. We were every bit as good as the French in this game, barring one thing. England didn't have the clutch moments. England didn't have the finishing touch. England didn't do what I speak about all the time. England didn't have the output. England didn't have the finishing touch. The French have been there, done it, worn the t-shirt. The French were clutch tonight. Just to let you know where I am, people, I am live in Doha at the media center. As you can see, lots of journalists behind me, lots of noise in the background. We'll be here for the remainder of the World Cup games, semi-finals and final as well. KJ will be with me here very, very soon as well. So make sure you're hitting the like and the share button. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace as well. But as I say, the night of two Harrys. Harry Maguire, awful defending after missing a great chance, and Harry Kane bottles it, absolutely bottles it, and sends England home. I want your reaction. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings on that, because I'm a mixture here. I'm a mixture of emotions. I'm not going to lie. I think we played really well in parts. I mean, we dominated the game. We dominated the play. 56% of the ball, 15 shots to their 8. As an example, 8 shots on target as well. The French, though, clutch. The French, they had the output at the right time. Their goals came against the run of play and were like a dagger in the heart. A dagger in the heart. They really, really were. And England stepped up tonight and played well. I've never seen us dominate the ball that well in a World Cup game against a team ranked better than us. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And football can be a cruel, cruel mistress. There's no doubt about it. Cruel. It can be devastating. It can be painful. There's no doubt about it. And I don't know how to react right now. We do these instant reactions for this, and I don't know how I feel. I don't know whether I'm proud, angry, or maybe it's because there's a bit of both here. Maybe it's because I feel like certain players tonight, for instance, Kyle Walker, game of his life for England. He literally stopped the best player in the world. Mbappe's through, so there's no bantering him. But Mbappe, where was he tonight? Nowhere, invisible because of Kyle Walker. Luke Shaw, very good game. I actually thought Pickford played quite well. Couldn't do nothing about the 2 goals. Jude Bellingham, excellent performance. Declan Rice, excellent performance. Bukayo Saka, excellent performance. Foden played well. I wanted more penetration from him. But then Harry Maguire letting us down when it matters most. Harry Kane bottling it. And the substitutions from the manager. I'm sorry to say this. The players messed up, but the substitutions killed us. Mason Mount and Sterling, the 2 biggest underperformers of the tournament, came on before Marcus Rashford. Make that make sense. The only reason Jack Grealish came onto the football pitch is because John Stones got injured. That was where I wanted more bravery. That was where I wanted a little bit more from the England manager tonight, and we just didn't get it. So I'm torn. There's part of me that's proud of certain individuals, but with the manager, with Harry Maguire, with Harry Kane, I'm fuming. I'm fuming because they missed those gilt-edged chances. A sitter from Kane and from Maguire. The 2 Harrys tonight let the nation down, and the criticism needs to be there. And listen, this is one of the biggest bugbears I have with Harry Kane as a footballer. Harry Kane as a footballer, excellent, high goal scorer. What does he do in the big moments? Tonight was an opportunity for him, and he threw it away. Yes, he scored the first pen, but up against it, time running out. He has the second opportunity, and he blew it. He did. I'm going to start going to your comments here. If KJ can keep starring them, I know he's backstage. I'm going to get on and speak to him in a moment. He's back at the apartment. We actually tried to go back to the apartment, but the traffic was so mad because the streets are full of Moroccans. It's crazy. It's crazy here in Doha this evening. Before we go to your comments, I want to say a big thank you to NordVPN. Without them, we would not be here. This wouldn't be possible for me to be, living my best life out here. But make sure when you're using the internet, you are fully protected by Nord using their VPN, ensuring that hackers, data harvesters, and big tech companies are not getting hold of your information. Keep it protected 100% at all times and when you're out and about. On top of that, there are many great benefits to using a VPN, including how cheap I got out to Doha. Over £2,000 of savings by switching my location to actually being here in Qatar when I was booking my Airbnb, when I was booking my flights. Both those things saved me £2,000. So scan the QR code on the screen or download or click on the link in the description and sign up now. It's as cheap as chips, and we'll give you a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. Football is cruel, Terry. The better team lost. Yeah, I would say England were better tonight. I think England were better than France. And there's an element of pride to take from that. But equally, that's not how winning is done, you know. Moose Wizard says, sorry to my English friends. You were the better side throughout. Just can't let France breathe for even a moment. Mbappe had a stinker. Listen, I'm going to praise Kyle Walker. I've been detrimental about him in the past. Mbappe had a stinker because Kyle Walker pocketed him. However, we can't celebrate that. We can't banter that. We can't have fun with it because we lost. That's a shame. Most dangerous player in England, Saka, was subbed. Yeah, I thought that was a mistake as well. You bring on Rashford, bring on Grealish, but Saka was dangerous. He had Saka was fouled 11 times in the game, but the ref only gave 4 of them. They were having to pull him down, drag him down, trip him up. Should have stayed on longer. Shame, guys. Would have loved to have seen England go through. Deserved another pen in the first half. You guys played really well. I will say this about the referee tonight. Foul on Saka leading up to their goal. Stonewall penalty on Kane. We got another Stonewall penalty. The fact they didn't even give the push on Mason Mount is crazy. So many decisions went against England tonight. It was unbelievable. But we should still be finishing our dinner. We singing Harry Kane let his country down. Harry Kane did let the country down. Now, I'm not saying Harry Kane deserves to be abused. He doesn't deserve death threats. He doesn't deserve any kind of nastiness. But he deserves criticism as a football player tonight. He deserves criticism as a football player because it wasn't even saved. It was horrendously overhit because he bottled it. Saka was the shining light for England, but lacked the finishing touch alongside him. Harry Kane just hit the target. England were the better side, is what Joshua has got to say. Jerome says it should have been someone else taking the penalty. Way too much pressure on Harry, and for him to get the blame is way too unfair. Listen, he ain't the only thing to blame. I blame Southgate's substitutions, Harry Maguire's defending. He left Giroud free. So it's a number of people, but he has to score. He has to hit the target. But maybe giving it to somebody else is a great shout, Jerome. England and the Netherlands have serious mentality issues, and Southgate needs to be removed. He needs to do better, is what Baz1 says. England played better than France, but at the end of the day, if you don't take your chances, you'll get punished. The champs played bad, but stay clutch. And that's what champs do. Time for Morocco to conquer its last colonizer. Listen, I'm now supporting Morocco for the rest of the tournament. Their fans today, literally outside this building here in the center of Doha, have just been out of this world. They really have. They've been brilliant. Darth here says, gutted, mate. I bet you are, my friend. I'm in pain. Croatia, Morocco final. Kane is Spursy. Sorry for your loss, Terry. The substitutions were poor. Manager exposed for his incapacity. He was exposed again tonight. Gareth Southgate was exposed in the substitutions. I think the setup was great. The tactics were fine. When we went 1-0 down, we didn't go gung-ho. We didn't panic. We didn't leave loads of space at the back for Mbappe to rip us apart. It was very well done by the team and by Southgate up until those substitutions. And those substitutions were so key, so pivotal. And he ruined it tonight, Southgate. He isn't a big enough manager to manage these players. He proved it again tonight. He really did prove it again. We said it in these big games. What does he do at the most pivotal moments? That's how the greats are judged. That's how the best are judged. That's where winning is done. And he didn't do it. If Southgate was managing France tonight, Olivier Giroud would have been subbed off before he scored his goal. That's the type of thing he does. Will Southgate resign? He needs to go. English fans deserve better. He may. JB says France beyond lucky to win that. England by far the better side. Mbappe did nothing but one run past Walker. Ref was appalling. But good luck to Ibra Kanate. I hope you go all the way and win it. That's a very fair assessment you put in there, my friend. Yo, Clown CR7, and I don't know what that PT is. I can't see it on StreamYard. And you're joining them. I mean, listen, it is what it is. Cristiano Ronaldo, bigger expectations than a lot of the England man. But I do hear you, my friend. England have a lot of potential. They held their own. Better manager needed, is what Israel says. We beat Little Africa. We'll beat Little Africa, is what Zuta Stevens has got to say. Southgate picking a serial bottler as captain might be his biggest L. Ober says, should have had a different taker taking the penalty. I knew he would miss, especially shooting against Lloris for the second time. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it should have been someone different. I think Rashford was on the pitch, should have gone with it. Look how good that free kick was at the end. I know he didn't score, but how close was it? He'd have buried the penalty. Rashford would have buried that penalty, 110%. He should have been starting as well, Rashford. He's been on fire this tournament. Terrible decision from the manager. Kane is a bottle dog, should stay at Tottenham. Alas, l'équipe, I can't say that word, Afrique, I think that's what it says, heart of a real champion. England let the best opportunity slip this World Cup. Jude, Rice, Boston midfield would look good in Chelsea blue. Kane, what a choke job, Spursy at the worst time. And listen, I agree with you. If England went through, they would have been the favourites. And maybe they wouldn't have handled that pressure. But I believe we're better. We are better than every team remaining in this tournament now, barring France. And we would have had a great opportunity, and that's going to hurt some of these players. They are going to feel that, especially when they wake up in the morning, they're going to see it. When they're watching those semi-finals, they're going to feel it. The good news is, and I'm going to take some good news, Saka goes back to Arsenal, Rashford goes back to Man United, Luke Shaw had a good tournament, he goes back to Man United. That's literally the only saving grace in this for me, if I'm being honest with you. It's a shame Saka was taken off. He could have taken the second penalty. Football surely isn't coming home anytime soon. I hear you there, my friend. I'm sorry, I don't want to hear anything say it's too much pressure. You hype up to be the best in the world. He has to step up and take the pen. It's a very good point there, Josh. Great challenge. Theo didn't push Mount shoulder to shoulder. I thought the English were tough. Jude spent the whole game crying like baby Giroud. Giroud over Ozil. No, Gio, it was a shoulder in the back. You can't do that. It was definitely a penalty. It was 110% a penalty, my friend. How can Southgate take off Saka, our biggest threat for Sterling, who just flew back a few days ago and did nothing? Yeah, listen, Mount, I know what Mount won a pen, but Mount and Sterling have been disappointed in this tournament. Neither should have come on the pitch before Jackie Grealish and Rashford. Terrible, terrible decisions. England are chasing the game in the last 10 minutes, and Foden and Grealish are the best ball carriers in the team, are not on the pitch. Southgate is inept. Couldn't agree more with that. We're not the better side. The match was even. England played better than they usually do. France opposite, but still had moments of quality. Listen, of course, for me, England were marginally the better footballing side today. But that all counts for nothing if you don't take your chances. And Jess, who is sitting next to me, by the way, and I said it to Jess about 70-odd minutes. I said, we've missed two gilt-edged opportunities. We need to not make a mistake because France will punish us. We were on top. We were the better team. Most of the ball, most of the shots, most. I bet we had most chances created as well. Let me go and check. Who created the most chances tonight? England. England did. You just can't get away from it. England created it. We're the better team. But I don't care about that in the cold light of day. Not right now. Not right. I might care about it in the morning, but right now I don't. Saka challenge was a pen. Gareth bringing on Chelsea frauds ahead of Marcus is a joke. Saka man of the match, but Rashford needed to start ahead of Saka, in my opinion. Interesting. Terry, ball don't lie. I mean, Theo Hernandez should have been sent off as well, by the way, because it's denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity, and there was no attempt to play the ball. That's how much of a foul I think it was. Sorry, always Spurs players have to fumble. England was unlucky. I wanted Saka to win the World Cup. Thank you, my friend. Maybe the reason Ben White left the camp is Southgate must go immediately. Now, we're not going to speculate on why Ben White went on this show right now, but I hear what you're saying. I better not hear now Chelsea players lost the World Cup. No, Chelsea players didn't. A Man United player in Harry Maguire and a Tottenham player in Harry Kane. They are the biggest two catalysts to why we lost tonight. And the manager making the wrong subs. Those are the three. They're the only three reasons. There are no other three reasons. None. Like, bringing up Mount and Sterling isn't Mount and Sterling's fault. They're in bad form. You just don't bring them on. Listen, people, KJ is here with me right now. Yeah, Harry Kane, Rooney wouldn't have missed that penalty 110%. Too good, too clutch. KJ, talk to me, my friend. How you feeling?
Oh, man. The way that happened is gutting, man. If that's a free kick and he missed, you can deal with it. If that's a long shot that looks like it's going top bins and a keeper can save it, I can deal with it. I can deal with it. You don't get a second pen and miss at that crucial point in the game. You don't get a second pen and miss. And this is football. Football is a cruel game. Football is about being clutch and clinical. And that's what France were. And that's why they were the world champions last World Cup. And this is why they're now in the driving seat to win the World Cup again. Because they are a clinical side who, even if their best player in Mbappe is having a poor game, Giroud can step up. Griezmann steps up.
Yeah.
And that's the difference today. Our best player in, you can argue, Harry Kane, in terms of just club football, he steps up and bottles it at the end. So it just hurts, isn't it? It just hurts. But overall, Southgate, it's been a good run. You've gotten us to places that we haven't seen in years. But you've come to the end of the road. There's no more where he can go now. There's no where is for him to go now? There isn't. He's shown that he is cowardly. He's shown that he can't handle pressure. He's shown that he tactically isn't there. He can set someone up well. He can set us up well, but when it comes to making changes and being tactically astute in the game while things are happening, he's just not at the level to win the game. He's not at the level to win trophies. And you can't go to three tournaments plus the Nations League and get to semi-finals and finals and now a quarterfinal and continually to bottle it every single time. It has to end. It has to end. And that penalty literally mirrors what Southgate is. He set himself up into this position to where he could go on and become something better. And he misses the mark by well wide. So yeah, like Southgate has got to go. But in terms of the players, I'm proud of the players. Frustrated with Harry Kane and his missed pen, but overall, the players had a good tournament. In terms of the World Cup, this is probably one of the best World Cups we've had in terms of performances, score lines, you know what I mean, goals, the players performing well. So yeah, it's a weird one where I'm happy for the players that played well. I believe that if we had beaten France, that the World Cup's there to be taken. I haven't felt like that in a while, but man, I'm just, as you can probably hear my voice, I can't scream, I can't shout. Like, I'm just gutted, man. You come this close to just doing something special, and you just throw it away.
Yeah, mate. Listen. I get you completely. I do, and I think I've had a few people messaging me, and they're sort of saying like, "By the way, Gal, you're not coming on with a France shirt. I know you're backstage. You didn't support France at the beginning. You can't support France now." No, I ain't joking. I kind of like. I'm annoyed with a couple of people. I'm having people on Twitter say you can't just blame Harry Kane. I'm like, if you're judging my content based on one tweet, then watch the damn content. I'm annoyed with Maguire for missing the chance, and then a few moments later not picking up Olivier Giroud. Those things are frustrating. But as you say, there's so many elements to be proud of as well. And I'll probably wake up tomorrow morning and feel better. We got knocked out by the world champions, and then now the second favourites all tournament, and now the favourites to win it. And if France go on to win it, there's no embarrassment in that. being knocked out by France isn't like the way Germany went out, the way Spain went out, the way Portugal went out, the way Brazil went out. Like, there've been better teams than England before the tournament started. Everyone's saying they're better than us, that have been absolutely humbled and embarrassed by footballing minnows in comparison. So that hasn't happened to us. And I know that will anger a lot of people, the Anglophobes out there, the anti-English out there, the people that cheer on other nations and go, oh, they deserve to win more than you. And I'm like, you clearly, based on history, clearly not knowing their history. And I spoke to a lot of Moroccans on the way here today, and they're like, listen, we just want you to beat the French, So I'm going to be behind Morocco massively for that game now. Obviously, we'll be out here for it, but just gutting, just really, really gutting to go out the way we did. And I think that the Southgate thing that you said at the start, I understand it completely. I understand the Southgate thing completely. The substitutions again, and we spoke about it in the preview. Listen, what I predicted nearly happened. I said 2-2 at full time. France would score first. And I thought we'd win it in extra time. But the subs were wrong. Where Southgate let me down is the subs were wrong. It should have been Rashford and Grealish on, not Sterling and Mount. Another ball carrier on the pitch. And Rashford, he's been so sharp this tournament. Even when he came on, he looked sharp. That shot from that free kick, so close.
If you're taking off Saka, which I don't agree with, he was amazing today. Like, he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You take him off for whatever reason. You bring on Rashford because the positions that Saka was in, because he's left-footed, he missed. If that was Rashford, he scores that crossfield ball from Shaw. He scores that because he's right-footed. It's a shame that Saka ain't got a right foot because we would have been 2-1 up. But it's legit. He in his head, he's like, let me just go to old reliable. You know what I mean? Let me go to the players that I believe have done me well. And that's the part I don't like about Southgate. Like, take a risk. Do something different. You're always doing the same thing over and over again, accepting different results. That means you're insane. He's an insane guy, and it's frustrating because when he's done what he's done for England, you can't deny that he's the second best manager we've ever had. But if you look at how we lose and how we go out, it's kind of like, how have we done this? Like,
this is where the conundrum comes in with Gareth Southgate. This is 100% the conundrum. I'm not worried about what he does in qualifications or the Nations League because the way we perform at tournaments is typically being good. But then you get to that next stage, and that next stage is in those very, very, very difficult moments where you need the right substitutions. He has got it wrong. 3 massive games on the bounce now. Croatia semi-final, Italian final, today. Those 3 moments really do matter, and he hasn't learned in 4.5 years how to get that right. So that's the big conundrum for the FA. I don't think he'll go, though. The players have said that they're absolutely behind him and they love him. I don't think that the thing is they won't walk away from losing against France, and there won't be effigies of people. As I say, I'm criticizing Harry Kane and Harry Maguire, but I'm not calling for David Beckham treatment. I'm not talking for the Three Kings treatment. I'm just saying that a level of criticism is definitely needed. Listen, I really appreciate you coming on, mate. I'll be home soon, so I'll see you in a bit, and we'll catch up soon. Cheers, brother.
I'm tired.
Don't lock my apartment though.
Don't worry
Message
about
me. Yeah. See you in a bit, mate. Bye. I'll get all the way home at it's gonna be like 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's locked me out. That'd be crazy. We're gonna go to more of your super chats in a moment, people. Igal is here to speak to us, of course, supporting France now after his first country, Canada, went out. What are you saying, Igal?
Hold that, bro.
No, I'm not having that tonight. Go on. Hold what?
You hold the L, bro. Unfortunately, your team lost. Commiserations to England, but realistically,
hang on a minute. I'm going to stop you now. Hang on. No. Why? Hang on. I've got to ask you questions. Why are you coming here and giving me shit
before you ask me questions?
Hang on, Igal. Why are you coming here and saying hold the L like I've been disrespecting France or something? Where's the attitude come from?
No, bro, it's not only for you. Understand, this is my speech. Let me say my thing.
You're talking to me. No, I'm getting personal because you do Igal, you do this a lot on the terrace. You come on and Igal, no, listen. No, let me talk first. My channel. This is why I get annoyed at you. You do this so often on the terrace. You come for me and talk to me like I've been bantering France, saying how bad you are, giving you crap. Don't tell me to hold it when I've not been disrespectful to your football club, because you come for the wrong people all the time. Don't do that. Now you can speak, my friend. But stop coming on the channel and calling me out for things I didn't say or I didn't do.
Okay. First of all, people who can hold it are the people who are making fun of Bukayo Saka, saying he was the one that let the country down. Now your boy Harry Kane let the country down. What are you going to do? Second of all, right? France were not the better team. At the end of the day, it was a 50-50 game. The referee really swung the game in France's favor in the first half. Second half, he kind of fixed up, but the whole game was messed up in the first place because the referee could not control the game. It was a game that was out of control because of the referee, and the players did not respect the referee. I'm going to banter, Terry, no matter what. You know what I mean? I have no affiliation to England. I might live in England. My wife might support England. My friends might support England, but I have no affiliation to England besides the Arsenal players. So no matter what, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to banter. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. No. So, Igal, but you're not listening to what I said. Banter away. Say what you want about England players. I'm not going to cry about it. Don't come on here and go, "Hi, Terry, hold that." Like I've said something to you that you're frustrated about. You say,
knocked out. I'm going to make a joke.
Hang on. No. The way you come at me like that, I've told you about it before. Like I've said something that's upset you. You say hold that to someone who's been giving it Billy Big Balls, who's been disrespectful. I haven't done that. So your social awareness and your ability to use banter is so off key. It's unbelievable. If I'd have sat there and go, "We're going to smash France. They're not that great," and then we lose, you say hold that. Coming at me like that is a madness, Igal. It's a madness, bruv. And I'm going to shut you down on it. So talk to me about the talk to. It's not about being upset. I've told you about it before. Don't come on here and start calling me out for things that I haven't done.
Your team got knocked out. I can banter you and say, hold that.
But hold that isn't used when you lose. Hold that is when you're overconfident about winning and you lose. Do you not understand?
Hold that means hold the L. The L is your team got knocked out.
Yes. But you use it in two scenarios. One, if before a game you're giving it Billy Big Balls that you're better than us, we're going to smash you, and you don't. Or when you can't accept the defeat. That's the only two times hold that comes out. That's it. Don't you understand it? Don't you understand where that expression comes from?
I don't understand it, Terry. I think you don't understand it. The L means your team lost. It doesn't mean
I know
the L personally. So your team lost.
Okay, cool. If I know we did. So talk to me. Why do you think it went wrong for England today?
I think personally, you guys should have kept Bukayo Saka on. I don't understand why he brought Raheem Sterling back on the pitch, especially the guy. I know he just came back from a personal situation. Bukayo Saka was your best player. He was one of your best players this whole entire tournament. To take Bukayo Saka off was basically committing football suicide to your team. You took the one player who's carrying your side, isolated majority of the game by himself, carrying the team forward, and he was the one guy he subs off. What are you thinking, Gareth Southgate? And this is a guy who I've praised at times, but he committed a big error in that situation, taking him off. Also, Harry Kane, we know that the goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris, knows him best. So he overthought it. He's supposed to be one of the best penalty takers. He cannot bottle that situation. He absolutely bottled it. And on the other hand, let's be honest, you cannot give Giroud that many chances. Giroud gets two clear-cut chances to get a header in the box. He's going to punish you the second time. And England, at the end of the day, it was a 50-50 game. The other team outclassed you guys, and you made some managerial mistakes, and that's what cost you in the end. And you know what? It's going to continue to happen until everyone is rolling in the same boat, and you have the manager making the right decisions, and you have the right people in charge. Gareth Southgate, commiserations. England fans, commiserations. I'm going to be on here. I'm going to vent you guys. I'm sorry if you guys feel bad about it, but that's just who I am.
Cool.
Peace out, bro.
Take care. And listen, I said it before, banter is banter. You guys have been doing it in the comment section the whole time. My point is this. You don't come for me when I've not been arrogant about things. You literally say, hold that to someone who can't accept a defeat. And I've said the French deserved it, even though we played better football. Or before the game, didn't predict a win, but have disregarded their opponents. So Croatia beating Brazil, that's a hold that moment. All the Brazilians that said it would be easy. So I've told the gal about it before. Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm very open and honest about this on the channel. Don't come for me with things that I haven't done. Don't come for me and try to make me hold something that I didn't do. So if you don't understand what that expression means, fair enough. But there we go. Terry, I love you, but emotional damage. No, brother, not at all. It's not that at all. It's about targeting the right people. It's always about targeting the right people. It's as simple as that for me. And listen, I'm humble in defeat. I always accept it 110%. By me saying France deserved it is literally quite holding that. Hold that is when people aren't accepting it. I don't know. Maybe you guys don't understand it. Put some respect on Oliver Giroud. What a career. Listen, bro, I said it about Olivier Giroud in the build up to this. I said it about Olivier Giroud in the build up to this, and that was very much that he's France's greatest ever goal scorer. For France, better than Henry, better than Trezeguet. I'm talking about strikers in my lifetime, better than all of them. He scored the most amount of goals, World Cup winner. Could end up being a back-to-back World Cup winning leading number 9. First in modern day history. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Absolutely sensational. Absolutely sensational. Let's have a look at some more of these comments here. Another super chat that came through just a second ago. Terry, we all know Igal. I don't think he's especially aiming. No, he does. He does, because he just did. Trust me, because I know Igal, because we've had a conversation about it before. And I'll be honest with you. Listen, there's no such thing as no echo chambers, because he's not banned from the channel or anything like that. But if you come at me for saying I ain't done, I'm going to fight back. Simple as that. Simple as that. Maddison had been the best number 10 this season in the Premier League, and he doesn't play a minute. Yeah, but he wasn't fit, my friend. He shouldn't have even been there, in my opinion. Ivan Toney would have scored that. Could have done. I think 3 or 4 players on the pitch could have, to be fair. Doesn't KJ look like LL Cool J without his beard? Yeah, I think he looks like Turk from Scrubs, personally. Bro, as a Spurs fan, I am fed up with Kane always ghosting in big moments for Spurs. Personally, I think we should sell him this January. Wow, that's a big call there, bro. That's a big call. KJ just described Tottenham fans everywhere. Southgate out again. I told you on the match reaction versus the Swiss. I'm proud of the boys. England had a chance of winning this World Cup, but Southgate. And that's why it's such a conundrum. It is a real conundrum. You know, we might find someone who's better in these big moments, but will we get to these big moments? The likes of Sven and Capello were seen as much bigger and better managers, if that makes sense. And they couldn't even get us there. KJ is a love child of handsome Squidward and LL Cool J. I don't know who the other guy is, but there we go. Alas, les Bleus en France. I can't speak French. Compete the semi-finals. You mean there? Let's go. Sorry, Terry, but I'm gassed. We're going to win this. And bro, of course you can be gassed. You can be gassed. Banter the English that said they were going to beat you easily. Enjoy your moment. It's just weird. It's like somebody. It's like a Brazilian person saying, "Oh, we could beat Croatia today, but it's going to be really hard." And then Croatia, but then the result doesn't go the other way. It's like, you thought you were going to win. You're shit. It's not what he said, though, is it? Like, it's weird to me. Some banter is just off key. Brandon's here with us now. What are you saying, Brand?
Firstly, Terry, congratulations to the French. I think they'll go on to win the tournament now. However, there's so many talking points in that game, mate. There really is. Firstly, we lost today because there was 12 men on the pitch for the French, and that includes the referee. That referee and his team should never, ever referee a big game ever again, because every single big decision, he got it wrong. Even the second penalty, he had to go and have a look at the monitor. That is not a competent referee for me. And, I feel aggrieved because of that, and because obviously I'm English and I wanted England to win. However, having said that, we absolutely ghosted the first half. I didn't really think we did anything in the first half. The French had us on absolute lockdown, and it showed in the second half that when you quicken up the play, you start to cause problems. You can isolate players. You can get people 1v1. Bukayo Saka was a prime example of that. And Southgate goes and takes him off the pitch. Another thing, again, absolute incompetence by the manager, taking your best player off the pitch, the player that is causing the most amount of problems. If you're going to bring on Mason Mount, which I didn't agree with, and you're going to bring on Raheem Sterling, don't take off your best player. Harry Kane ghosted the whole game. Yes, he scored one penalty, but apart from that, what did the guy do in the first half? 30 minutes into the first half, I was screaming for Rashford to come on. Why? Because the French had us on lock. The French knew that if we push our midfield close to our defence, Harry Kane isn't going to run beyond us. They're not going to play balls in behind because he's got no pace. Put on Marcus Rashford and all of a sudden you start to cause problems. It's not that difficult. But we make it look like rocket science. Do you know what I mean? And then, that second penalty, just absolutely sums up Harry Kane for me. You know, typical Tottenham bottler. You know, you're relying on a Tottenham player to carry you through in the clutch moments. That's what happens. You know, the guy is an absolute bottle job. All he has to do is hit the ball on target. That's it. Make the keeper make a save, and he skies it like that. Absolute joke, mate. Absolute joke. And I've got to admit, I thought at the beginning of the game, with the way things have been going in the World Cup, you know, all the big teams going out and the shocks that are happening, you know, I think if England had have got past France today, I think we would have had a great chance of winning the World Cup. Probably the best chance that we've had in many, many years. And I thought we could do it. I was confident going into the game, but after watching the first half and the way that we ghosted in the first half, and then, you know, the referee just making I just knew it wasn't our night, mate. I really did. But congratulations to the French, except for Miguel, by the way. Miguel, what is it with your affiliation with France? Why have you got affiliation to France? That's what I want to know. You live in England. Yeah.
Well, no, he told us on a stream a few weeks ago. He started watching football in the 97-98 season where Arsenal won the league and France won the World Cup. And that's why he picked them both.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's it. Yeah, but listen, I haven't got an issue with. Listen, Gal can support who he wants. You know, he's got his reasons for it. But he took that France shirt off for the first 3 group games and was Canada. As soon as Canada got knocked out, that man changed again. And one thing I don't believe in sport is dual nationality. You pick one and you stick with it. Especially when like one of them's like France, one of the best teams in the world. That's a very easy team to go and pick and support. But there we go. But that's it, Gal. Listen, Brandon, all the best, mate. I'll speak to you again soon. Top man.
Don't ask about the hair, bro. Don't ask about it.
Yeah, I will next time, mate. Yeah, listen, I echo what Brandon said there. The French do deserve congratulations tonight because I think England had a chance to beat them. I thought we could be close to them, and we were. But it was simply and utterly those clutch moments. And having done what the French have done for the last few years, this squad, the togetherness, the quality they have, they understand the World Cup. They've won it. It's just there. They're just there. I see a bunch of double standards in the English media. So again, you need to expand on that, my friend. I want to know why you're saying that. I love how you shut a gal down, brother. Maybe you can recommend to him where to get his hair transplant. Like, gal don't need that. He's got a good head of hair, my friend. He's got a good head of hair. Morocco. Listen, I'll be watching that game very closely. Don't you worry about that. Kane always disappears post round of 16, apart from pens. Might have been his last anyway. Saka off, bye to Southgate for me. And then personally, in tough times is what Rob the knob says. The referee robbed us. Terry, France should have had 9 players on the pitch. It's crazy. We got 2 penalties in a game, but I still feel the referee had a shocker. Should have had more than 2 penalties. Should have been playing against 9 men. And it was a lot of fouls on Saka. 11 times he was fouled, only 4 given. If Hernandez, Griezmann, these guys should have been booked earlier on in the game, and they couldn't have controlled him as easy. All these little things add up. However, we still had the clutch moments and chances to finish the game, and we let up as well. So I can't totally focus on the ref, but you have to look at both. But he definitely had a bad game tonight. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. It's all banter, Terry, never personal. Listen, Smoky Sense, I get it isn't. For 99.9% of you. People should not be too harsh on Kane. Can happen to any top player. Ronaldo in 2008 Champions League final. Robin in 2012. I get you, but the problem is with Harry Kane, every big game and every big moment he hasn't delivered in. That's why he isn't a legend of football. That's why he'll never be in the legends category of the game outside of Tottenham, because they've all delivered in those moments at a World Cup, Champions League, title run in the Premier League, title run in the Liga. That's what the best players in the world do. It's not about your ability, it's about your mentality every bit as much. From an Arsenal fan, Igal, you were the biggest melt. England, you did well. Now I need Morocco to do the unthinkable for us Africans. Bro, I'm not going to do what the president did, but I'm definitely Moroccan on is it Tuesday? I think they play Tuesday. Maybe the Wednesday, whatever day it is. I'm Moroccan, 110%. I want them to win now. That'll be absolutely great. Let's have a little look here. John Terry and Gerrard slipped whilst Kane bottled it. Huge difference. Yeah, but Gerrard and John Terry have also delivered in big games for their teams as well. Everyone makes those mistakes, but it's constant for Kane. It absolutely is. Spurs legends are trophyless. Not proper Spurs legends. Proper Spurs legends have won things. Let's have a little look here. This mentality is why we'll never win. I agree with you on that. Badge, this is the best point of the night, though. It's been an amazing World Cup. And irrespective of England going out, irrespective of England like falling at this point, I've absolutely loved this World Cup. And I can kind of watch it now without any pressure, if that makes sense. My team isn't in it. I can enjoy it. There's 3 games basically remaining now at the highest level, the third place playoff. Do we even count that as a real game? It's basically a glorified friendly. No one cares about coming third. If we get a Tuchel or Poch, we will win the World Cup. If Southgate can do this quarter's semis and a final, top coach like Tuchel will win us the World Cup. I think it's a great point from you there, Joe. Why play Sterling? Probs suffering from jet lag. Yeah, look, I mean, listen, these England footballers are flying in the very best like planes and jets. They time their sleep on those things. There's a way if you've got the right. It's hard when you're on a budget airline. You're sitting up straight for 8 hours. It's hard to get sleep. But he probably had a bed in these airplanes. You get what I mean? So he'd have been all right. But he shouldn't have come on because his form has been so bad. That was the biggest issue tonight, in my humble opinion. Maybe too early, but do you think Jose could bring England a trophy? Might be the FA hire a rogue option? I'm not sure. I don't know with Jose. Maybe the short-termism of him in terms of he's only with the players for small amounts of time. It could work. But I like the idea of Tuchel or Poch. If we're going to replace Southgate, I like the idea of that. I'm talking about Terry. People are saying don't be harsh on Kane because he missed a pen last year. Everybody said to you that said you let the country down in the media. Yeah, look. I look at it this way. I want players criticized when they make mistakes. I don't want them abused, and I think that's the fair way to do these things, and that's the way I've always personally done them. Archie, long time, says I'm gutted, but won't accept Kane criticism. His first pen got England back in the game. The goal conceded and the awful defending and the subs are what cost England. Lloris knows Kane. Huge pressure on him. Listen, that's what I'm saying. Kane ain't the only reason, as I've said throughout the whole of this stream, but he was a part of the problem again tonight. Part of the problem. So was Harry Maguire. So was the manager's substitutions. Those are the real 3 standout problems here for me. I'm not going to ignore any one of them to protect anybody's feelings. I'm going to call them out. And they just have to be said, in my opinion. But I do get why you would. Of course, I supported Beckham in '98. I've seen Man United players have these moments in games that everybody kind of focuses on them. So, yeah, I get that completely. Listen, everyone, I appreciate you all tuning in. I appreciate you all having your say. All the super chatters, thank you. Mateo says, Kane lost England the game. Now Saka is getting racially abused on Instagram. This is why no one wants England to succeed. I understand that. I would say this to you, though, my friend, and I've said this before, because a handful of idiots, attention seekers, imbeciles, and buffoons to do some nasty things, you shouldn't judge a whole nation by that. You know, I've read a lot of things about Qatar before I came out here. Seen none of it. Doesn't mean that some of these things don't go on potentially, or there's bad people everywhere, there's idiots everywhere, but you don't judge an entire nation. You don't wish bad on an entire nation, whether it's sporting, political, or anything in between, based on the actions of a handful. Even sometimes when it comes to the people running a country, you don't judge the whole nation on them. Quite often it's less than 50% that voted them in. So you can't judge the other half. They didn't even vote for that. That's part of democracy. So, yeah, listen, the only thing I'd say, I know you're a regular super chatter and I respect that, is don't judge an entire nation based on a handful of idiots. Just don't do that. That for me is crazy. And if you actually break it down and you look into every nation, probably nobody deserves it. Therefore, what's the point of running it? That's the way it kind of comes out for me. But listen, my people, all the best. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Back tomorrow with more content for you. Really looking forward to the next couple of days, exploring more of Doha, making some more content for you. But until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.